Hey you guys, it's Monica and welcome back. Yes, we are doing another Brite Tone tumbler. I still got Brite Tone, so y'all still gonna get these videos. And plus, I've noticed that there is like an uptick of people like commenting like, oh, especially from like my wine glass video, like, they want to get into tumbler making, but they don't want to use epoxy, they're allergic, they have kids, they have animals, they just don't want to use it. I get it, cool. So we're gonna see if we can make the best Brite Tone tumbler possible. And so I just have a Hog tumbler spray painted, and this is a custom glitter mix that I made. If you're interested in it, you can purchase it at the link down below, in addition to Icicle, which is on the top. And so just my usual warning for everyone. If your comment isn't constructive or you just feel like you need to throw your little 2 cents in, I will block you from commenting. I will block you from viewing if I could, but YouTube doesn't have that functionality yet. We can only pray. And so you're probably like, wait, Mon, you didn't did all that talking, but what the heck is going on? And so I had glittered the first layer from the other side and realized that my hand was in the way the whole time. So now I'm giving it to you from the opposite side. And so pretty much what's going on here is that I did the first layer with just regular Mod Podge, and now the second layer. I don't wait between my layers because I normally glitter at night, and so whenever I start my top coating, it won't be to the next day, so it gives it plenty of time to dry. And so how am I able to do it like immediately after? Like literally all I did was set the cup down, move the camera to the other side, and now I'm doing the other side like 2 minutes. And so I float the Mod Podge on top of the first layer. Like I'm not really pressing down. I'm just moving my brush to get it on top, get a nice layer on top, and I'm just really just floating it. And so as far as this one being an ombre, just, give your cup a little tilt. I do ombres all different type of ways, how I'm feeling. I might do a tilt, I might do a mix, I might do my little sprinkle thing with my fingers. It just depends on how I'm doing that day, where my mind is at. And so, yeah, that's what I decided to do for this one. So yeah, so now I'm just gonna redo this, and then like there was some touchy spots that y'all saw when I flashed it after the first layer. It really didn't need a second layer. I don't know why. Like I'm not one of those people. Like even if I do have a really good base coat, really good glitter coverage on the first layer, I'm always gonna do a second layer. Like I don't know about y'all, but I just do. I don't know. It's in my mental at this point that I have to do 2 layers, and it's just like an insurance policy, All right, so this is what it looks like after it has dried. It's nice and beautiful and shiny. Love this combination together. And boom, there's a bottle of Brite Tone. I still got some, so y'all still getting these videos. Excuse all the junk in the background. My craft room is always a mess. And I know my hands in the camera. Do not come for me, y'all, please. And so, yeah, I'm using this first layer as a sealant layer. So I poured a little bit out and put it into a little paper cup from the Dollar Tree. And yeah, I'm just going to use these. And I'm really picky when it comes to my whites. I don't want anything to show up in my white. So I'll be stopping it and making sure there's nothing in it. And so I am using this one as a sealing layer. And really, I consider like the first 3 layers I did as a sealing layer, and then like I felt like after that is when I started to get into like the coating. You can definitely use like a spray paint or a Counterculture DIY quick coat. I'm out of Counterculture DIY quick coat, and I wasn't going to the garage to spray paint it, so I did it with the Brite Tone. So yeah, that's how I'm considering sealing it in. When you're doing like the sealing layer, one color at a time, of course do the lightest color first and then the darker color next, and wipe off your brush in between. Really quickly, I want to show you guys how it looks after this one coat. So I'm gonna be doing skip coats as far as the video goes from now on, but yeah, this is how it looks just after one coat. So I consider that my sealing coat. So now we can really start coating it now that it's pretty much sealed. All right, so that was me live. And so after that, I did a total of 8 coats, and I'm going to go in and sand it. And so I am sanding using right now a 400 grit paper. And so remember, like Brite Tone definitely isn't nowhere near as hard as epoxy the next like morning when you cure it. And so of course I did the 8 layers, and this is like hours after. And So I am like, I did like the last layer like the night before. This is like the next morning, just for clarification. So it's like 8 to 12 hours. And so I'm going in with the 400 grit because like when Brite tone isn't cured, it's like glue. You know how like when you like roll glue between your fingers, it rolls up. And so if you start sanding too hard, you'll get that effect with the Brite tone since it's not cured and you're kind of still working on the cup. But the 400 grit was cool. It was doing what it needed to do, but I'm rough. So I had to go grab some 60 grit. And so I like, y'all know I like a really, when I say I like a quick takedown, it's like I like to sand really quickly, use something really coarse and get my surface smooth. And then I'll come back and work out some of those harsh lines that I made with the coarse paper, with some finer grit paper. So just know that is what I did. If you're not that experienced sanding tumblers, definitely just stick with the 400 and take your time. Use your finger, feel where you need to sand at. So once I was all happy with the sanding, I wiped it down with just a wet paper towel, and then followed it with a dry paper towel. And now we're just gonna put some snowflakes on it. I use this. This is my favorite set of snowflakes. I use these all the time. It's just a cut file I keep on my computer. So yeah, I'm just gonna use a little bit of transfer tape, and I am going to stick these things on. There's no rhyme or reason, but I will say this: much like with epoxy, when you are using Brite tone, you need to make sure your surface underneath is smooth because it will show up underneath. So I feel like the techniques are the same when using Brite tone, and you have to keep the same. Blah, blah. Girl, I cannot talk. I'm talking too damn fast. It's a short video. I'm trying to get all the information in. Whew. Anyways, the techniques are the same. So things you need to keep in mind is just like your sealer is different. So kind of just think about it like that. So yeah, I don't know why, like I feel like Brite tone is just more expensive though. Cause like I feel like I don't be getting as much out of a jar as I would with epoxy, but I don't know. Tell me what you use Brite tone. Tell me what you think. And also, how do you price your Brite tone tumblers? I don't sell Brite tone tumblers. I just sell epoxy tumblers, but I feel like you would charge more. Cause like I said, I feel like per ounce, you're not getting the same amount out of a jar. And so now I'm going to just go ahead and keep doing this thing. So this is coat number 9. This is immediately after I put the decals on. No wait time. Throw that thing back on the turner. Let's keep it moving. So yeah, and to the person who saw my last Brite tone video and was like, you have to wait 4 hours. Girl, it say 3. So if I said I was waiting 3 hours between, let me do me. Tell Dave at Brite tone to change the packaging. That's what I mean. Y'all always got something to say. Y'all can't just enjoy the video, say hi, how you doing, how's life. We ain't got no snow in Colorado yet, but I'm making a tumbler with snowflakes. Hopefully this don't bring the snow, but that's not good enough. All right, so this is what we are looking like after, Lord, what is this, 15? And so now we're gonna sand it one more time. No, I'm sorry, that's 13. Can't count. 13 layers. That's how it looks. And again, I'm going in with my fine. I was really afraid actually doing this part because Brite tone, you apply it so thin. I was absolutely worried about running into that vinyl if I had hit it too hard with the sandpaper. And so definitely just be gentle. Use your 400 very lightly just to get it smooth so we can get some nice smooth surface to adhere after this. But yeah, once you put that vinyl on, make sure you have enough coats that when you go in to sand it, you're not going to be like killing it. So that's how it looks after I sanded it. And now again, wipe it down with water, follow with a dry paper towel, and we are going to go in. And so I know people said you can do this with a finger. I see people doing it with a bare finger because like that's something they like to flex with. Like, you don't gotta use protective equipment when you're doing Brite tone. Girl, these nails cost $80. I'm not risking getting Brite tone on my nail and having to chip it off. And my lady, she don't, it'd be hard enough to get an appointment with her. And so yeah, so I did use it. I wanted to see how it would do with a finger. Does pretty good actually. I actually didn't mind it at all. It made me feel like I was using epoxy, so I actually had really liked using the finger method. I just feel like it's a little harder to get the amount of product you want on there, but again, something you can probably learn with time with Brite tone. And so let me give you a little finish and everything that I think. So now that I feel like I have been able to use Brite tone like properly, I guess you could say, I like it. I don't think it's bad. I feel like as I use it more, it's improving. I finally know how to like get it to a point where I like the feel of it, and it feels as similar to epoxy as I can get it. I also feel like it's a lot thinner. Like, it doesn't weigh your cup down like epoxy does, if you know what I mean. Like, if you've ever had to do like 3 layers of epoxy and you didn't work the thinnest, how your cup can feel really heavy. I'm not getting that same feel from the Brite tone. But yeah, I think the vibrance is pretty similar. I think the shine's pretty nice. I would love to do a chunky ombre to see what I can do with that. If you guys want to see that, let me know. But other than that, it wasn't too bad. So I give Brite tone, I give it a little thumbs up, maybe a thumb and a half. So if you like these kind of videos, you guys, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Please don't forget to follow me over on Instagram at Period6Designs. Follow us on TikTok at Period6Glitter. Check out our website, period6glitter.com. Comments, leave them below. Thanks for the love on my last video, y'all. Craft and Tell will be coming back, and I'll see y'all in the next one.